Hi friends! Which of these three numbers represents the time it takes to watch a movie? 10 minutes? That would be a very short movie. 1,000 minutes? That's around 17 hours. No way, this is too much. 100 minutes is a logical answer. I can sit for 100 minutes to watch a movie. This is a bit less than 2 hours. Which number represents the time it takes you to take a shower? Can you shower in only 1 minute? Which number represents how many seconds it takes you to count by fives from 0 to 100? 0, 5, 10, 15, all the way to 100. Only 5 seconds? 30 seconds, meaning half a minute, or 1 minute? I think I might be able to do that in 5 seconds, or maybe less. Get ready for a small challenge. Quickly, get a pencil and a piece of paper. How many action verbs do you think you can write in 10 seconds? Action verbs are words that show action, like dance or jump. Make a guess. Roughly, how many action verbs do you think you can write in 10 seconds? I think I can write 8. Write this number at the top of the paper. Let's see if you can beat me. Ready, set, go! Time is up. I wrote only 5 verbs. How many did you write? How accurate was your guess? Did you write more verbs than you thought you can? Or maybe you wrote exactly the number you guessed. In this math episode of Madrasati, we will talk about exact numbers and estimations. Stay tuned. How many marbles are there in this jar? I'm not asking you to count them, but you can make a guess by just looking at the jar. Do you think there are 20 marbles? 50? 100? Well, in this jar, there are around 50 marbles. To be exact, there are 47 marbles. 50 is an estimation, while 47 is the exact number of marbles. Sometimes in life, we don't need exact numbers. Using estimations can be easier and faster. For instance, if you want to eat at a restaurant, before you visit the place, you estimate how much money you will pay to make sure you have enough money. I will now give you some facts about pandas. Listen carefully to all the numbers that I will mention and decide which of them are exact numbers and which are estimations. There are about 2,000 pandas in the world, and most of them live in the forests of China. They spend nearly 13 hours of their day eating and searching for food. They need to eat over 15 kilograms of bamboo and leaves every day. Pandas come in 3 colors: black and white, brown and white, and red. Notice the keywords I used to tell you the estimated numbers. About 2,000 pandas, nearly 13 hours, over 15 kilograms. These are estimations, and the only number that goes under exact is 3, because pandas come in exactly 3 different colors. This jar has 32 marbles. What would be a good estimation to this number? Can you round 32 to the nearest tens? By tens, I mean 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. 32 is a number between 30 and 40. Which one is 32 closer to? 32 is closer to 30. So 30 would be an estimation to the number of marbles in the jar. There are around 30 marbles here. Let's round these 2 numbers to the nearest tens. 84 and 86 are both between 80 and 90. To round, we need to look at the number to the right. If the number is 5 or more, we raise the score to 90. And if the number is 4 or less, then we let it rest, meaning we keep it the same. We round back to 80. So 84 is rounded back to 80 and 86 is rounded to 90. If I have 81, 82, 83, or 84 marbles, then I have around 80 marbles. But if I have 85, 86, 87, 88, or 89 marbles in the jar, I can say that I have around 90 marbles. Let's round numbers to the nearest hundreds. 387 is a three-digit number, and it is between 300 and 400. Which one is it closer to? We can see on the timeline that it is closer to 400. But what if we are looking at this number without a timeline? We are rounding to the nearest hundreds. We look right next door. It's 8. It's 5 or more, so we raise the score to 400. Can you round this number to the nearest hundreds? 547 is between 500 and 600. Which one is it closer to? Look at the number right beside the hundreds place. It's 4. If the number is 4 or less, we let it rest. So 547 is rounded to 500. The 5 rests. It stays the same. 547 is almost in between 500 and 600, but it's closer to 500. The school librarian checked out 275 books last week and 153 books this week. What would be an estimation of the number of books taken by students these 2 weeks together? We are finding an estimation, which means we should round the numbers. 275 and 153 are the exact numbers of books. Can you round them to the nearest hundreds? Around 300 books were checked out last week, and around 200 books were checked out this week. What do we do now with both numbers? We are to find an estimation of the total number of books. So we add them. 300 plus 200 equals to 500 books. The librarian checked out about 500 books in those 2 weeks. Let's look at those 2 numbers again. But this time, I will ask you a different question. About how many books did the students read last week than this week? We know that more books was checked last week compared to this week, but about how many more? As we compare those 2 numbers, I'm asking you for the difference. When we find the difference between 2 numbers, we subtract. I also used the word about in my question because I am asking for an estimation. About how many more books did the students read last week? 300 minus 200 equals to 100. About 100 more books were read last week compared to this week. Don't forget to say about 100 books because this isn't the exact number of books, but an estimation. Wow, this is still a big number of books. Did you ever read that many books? Here is something for you to think about. 7,283 books were checked out last year from the library. How can we round it to the nearest thousands? Do you think we can also round it to the nearest hundreds or tens? Think about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
لمشاهدة المزيد من الحلقات زوروا سات 7 بلس.